Let's try again. Does help if I unmute the microphone, really, doesn't it? How's everybody doing? Welcome to the channel. Thank you for coming and hanging out. Pleasure to see all of your lovely faces. I hope you all had an awesome weekend. You made the most of the sun if you had it. If not, I hope you stayed inside and played games all weekend until your eyes bled. Health advice from the beanie. But yeah, seriously, I hope everyone is doing well. Come on. There's a Loki. You sit down now. Yeah, man. But yes, this week is going to be a little bit all over the place, to be honest. It was originally going to be just a random games week, because we wrapped up the Sunners last week. So I had random games planned, a different game each night, that kind of thing. And then I loaded up Elite Dangerous over the weekend, and I remembered how much I enjoyed it. The fact that because of doing the playthroughs, I haven't given myself a chance to go back and play it recently. So this week is going to be Elite Dangerous. Hey, how's it going? But it's going to be a very chilled out Elite Dangerous. It's going to be a chance to get screenshots. It's going to be a chance to get awesome looking kind of backgrounds for your desktops. Essentially what we're doing is exploring. We're not going to get into any combat. I've set myself a goal of just exploring. We're heading to a nearby nebula. It's about 500 light years away, I believe, which in game is going to be about 85 jumps from start to finish. Along the way, we're gonna scan the system to see if there's anything of interest. If there is, we'll go and scan. We'll check out planets and moons and suns and all that kind of thing, and get ourselves some credits for the exploration side of things. But where we're going, the nebulas are supposed to look amazing. So like I say, it's going to be primarily we're heading out and we're just going to see what the game has to offer. Yeah, up until now, I've done a tiny amount of exploring, but within kind of a 50 light year radius of the start zone. We've never really gone on a proper kind of exploration mission. We've focused mostly on combat, a very, very small amount of trading. But this is going to be our first real kind of trip into the exploration side of things. As such, the game itself, yeah, it's going to look very nice, but there's probably not going to be a huge amount of action going on. Like I say, it's primarily going to be jump to the next place, do a scan. If there's anything of interest, we'll head to the planets individually. If not, we'll do a jump to the next system and rinse and repeat. So it should be quite laid back. There should be quite a lot of opportunity for me to chat to you guys. Like I say, visually it should be of interest, at least partly along the way. So I've actually set up this scene that gets rid of my face. So this is how it's going to look normally. If we find something that is particularly awesome looking, I'll be taking screenshots anyway. The game itself has two types of screenshots you can take. You've got a basic one, which is just the same as doing it through Steam. Just gets you a basic kind of 1080p screenshot. But they have also built in a 4K screenshot shortcut. So if you press Alt and F10, it takes a 4K screenshot for you of whatever you're looking at. They will get saved onto the drive. So what I'm going to do is set up an Imager album, and I'll be uploading all of the 4K screenshots to that, and I'll be having a link for when we play Elite that'll flash up as a link to the album, so you guys can check out what we've taken so far. Like I say, it's going to be a very chilled out, very laid back exploration mission, to the point where the ship I have doesn't actually have any weapons. So, you know, if we do get into trouble, then we're in big trouble. Especially if the game doesn't work. This is why you don't alt-tab out of this game. Let's load it up again then, shall we? Bear with me a second. But yeah, so I hope everyone's doing alright. T-shirt wise, the T-shirt campaign is still running. We've got 16 days left. You just want to grab yourself some merchandise. As it stands, we're still on 3 sold, so we have hit the minimum. The T-shirts are going to exist. It is going to be a thing. It's just a case of getting your order in if you want one. As I say, we have guys T-shirts, we have hoodies, over the top hoodies, we have girls tank tops, and we have kids T-shirts as well. So if you do have any small people that enjoy the channel, then you are able to get them a T-shirt if you wish, and they can sport the Beanie Man with pride. But yeah, it should be pretty cool. Small people. Alright, now we should have the voice commands up and running as well. So yeah, this is where we're going. So this is 462 light years away. But if I can zoom in a little bit. So this is where we're heading. So that orange line you can see there. Yeah, that orange line that goes all the way along the middle. There we go. See it a bit better there. So where the red ship is, that's where we currently are. You've got this orange line that comes all the way down here, and it finishes down here in Maia. That's the route we've got to take. Now bearing in mind it's 462 light years away, we can jump 35 light years at a time, I believe. But as you can see, we can't just go in a straight line because some of the jumps are too far out. But yeah, this is where we're heading. So this orangey bit here, kind of this orangey, blacky, browny mess, is what we're aiming at. But yeah, it should be pretty awesome. What's your name? What's your name?
I am known by the many simply as Astra. The name is formulated from an acronym. In other words, I'm an artificial speech text response application, or Astra.
Thank you. Right, now Astra can be a little bit picky sometimes, so we'll see how it goes. It should be a little bit temperamental when it comes to listening to me. Landing gear.
Landing gear retracted.
Landing gear up.
Okay. Now along the way we are going to try and take lots of screenshots, so we'll try and get at least one in every system. Just so we have a complete record of where we've been and what we've done and where we're going. Engage jump drive.
Frameshift
Jumping.
drive charging.
Thank you.
Fuel scooping complete.
Whoa. Oops, wrong one. So this is the pretty awesome debug camera that you can use to take awesome looking screenshots. And that solar flare is actually in a really cool looking spot. Okay. Engage jump drive.
Frameshift drive
Jumping.
charging.
Hey Shadow, we are indeed exploring. If I don't blow my ship up. How are you doing this evening? Yeah, pretty much.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, where are we going? This way. But yeah, this is our first my first venture into exploration.
Engage. 3, 2,
Oh,
1. Engage.
no, that'll work. Yeah, first venture into exploration.
Taking damage.
Heading about 500 light years out, so not a massive trip, but yeah, enough for a first venture.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scooping complete. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Ooh, 15 new astronomical objects. Scum, that'll be it. I was going to say your name looked familiar as well, but I couldn't place it. But yeah, it'll be Scumbag. Hey, yeah, how's it going? Sorry, I was the same. I was like, I recognise the name. Where the hell do I recognise the name from? Ready Pirates. I'm playing on private group, so it's not too horrendous. My concern is I don't have any weapons, because I wanted to get as large a jump range as I could. So if I do get caught, then I'm screwed. But yeah, we're basically just going to be kind of scanning everything that shows up as unexplored, really. As I say, we are heading to Maia. Galaxy map.
Galaxy map.
So we are heading all the way over in this direction to the Pleiades Nebula. Heading to the centre of there. Well, this is the thing, I did lots of Googling and was like, right, what's the best exploration ship? And I found a build online through Reddit, and they were very much like, right, go for this build, you're going to get the best distance you can. But it did come with no weapons. I was like, oh shit, okay, we'll give it a go. It also came with no shields, And I thought, right, well, screw that. If I'm not having weapons, I'm at least going to get some shields on the damn thing. So, lost a tiny amount of jump distance, but I now have shields. So at least if I do get caught, it gives me a chance to run away. But, yeah, I mean, you know, it should be pretty good. I think part of the issue I'm having is that, literally, I've just joined the power play thing. So I'm now showing up as hostile in what should otherwise be kind of neutral territory. And that's why I'm getting picked on so much at the minute. Dub Jam Music, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Beanie Hunters. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, I'm thinking power play might not have been the best thing to join out of the blue in an unarmed vehicle whilst trying to do exploration. Might come back on me a little bit. Just maybe. Scanning, scanning, scanning. Yeah, exactly. I looked at it and was like, right, I get why they've done no shields and no weapons, because it obviously massively increases your distance. But I'm having something. At least this way I figure I can run away. Because this thing handles like a tank. So I didn't really fancy my chances in combat. Having moved from a Viper to this, the handling is very different. But yeah, at least if I've got shields, I can dump. Like, take a bit of a beating whilst the drive warms up. Right, now I'm pretty sure I'm doing this exploration thing right. It's just a case of point at the planet and scan it. I don't think I need to do anything else. I hope. Okay guys, for those interested, this week we're going to be playing this tonight and tomorrow. Wednesday night there's going to be no cast because I'm doing an extra shift at work for a little bit of extra money. Thursday there's no cast anyway, and then Friday in theory should be a podcast, but I've not been able to get in touch with the guys yet to actually sort anything out for it. So, oh, I didn't slow down at all. Let's try that again, shall we? I was too busy talking. You actually go from an asp to a vulture, nice. Well, what I would like is a clipper. The clippers sound awesome, and everything I've seen online they get raved about. And obviously they had the event over the last couple of days, didn't they? Because the Emperor came out of a coma. I really need to actually start, you know, finding out about the story stuff. But yeah, from what I understand, the Emperor came out of a coma. So to celebrate, he basically let anyone buy clippers as long as you are the lowest rank in the Imperial fleet. But I wouldn't even know where to go to start building up rep for the Imperial fleet. So unfortunately I missed out on it. So now not only do I need to get 26 million or whatever they cost, I also need to level up to a high rank with them. Went from Viper to Vulture. Yeah, I imagine that's pretty painful. Like I said, I still have the Viper. I actually bought this flat out. The Viper was my first proper kind of upgraded ship, and I've decked it for combat as much as I can. I actually took part in a community bounty. Last time I probably put any time into this, which was about 2 months ago. And it was a trading one, and it was literally just one system was the hand in, and then 2 jumps away there was a trader that sold the items I needed for the hand in. So I just did two trips, handed in about 10 items. Obviously they rank you based on how much you contribute. and I completely forgot about it. I went in and there was like 6 days left on the bounty anyway, so I did my bit and then just got distracted and went off and did some bounty hunting. Completely forgot about the bounty. Came back about a month later and logged in and was like, oh, that bounty's still there. So I went and handed it in, having only done 10 items, expected to be like the 80% or something, maybe get a couple of thousand credits. And I went up to the trade-in and it was like, oh, you're in the top 5%, here's 18 million credits. So, oh shit, okay. So, didn't have to trade in my Viper. That's currently docked at our departure point. So I still have that combat ready for when we come back from this exploration trip. And then yeah, I just bought this flat out, decked it out for jump distance, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. I've not actually looked how much it is to rebuy this, should I need to. It's only 811, so I can afford to rebuy it twice should I need to. Legacy, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the Beanie Hatters. I wonder if Astra has a command to target the next planet, rather than me have to go into the menu and do it. There must be a command in there somewhere. I just have no idea what it is. Yeah, so I spent a small fortune kind of kitting this ship out. So I've got the longest range scanner I could get. And I've got the scan everything discovery scanner. So I can just come out of a jump and scan and it tell me what's there rather than having to get in range of stuff. So the rebuy for a kitted vulture. Nice. So that's the thing, I absolutely love the Viper. I've had no issues with it whatsoever. It's killed everything I've pointed it at, and it takes a fair bit of a beating as well, which is quite nice. Especially when my flight skills aren't the greatest in the world. All I've really got to do is try and find a really nice screenshot from this system. See, I've not got any skins yet, and I've only got kind of, oh, what have I got? Yeah, I've got the Combat, Harmless and Novice. I've got Explorer, Novice, and that's it. And those are just the decals on it. So I've got 3 on this one. No, 1 on this one? I can't remember. 3 on this one and 1 on a Cobra. No, not Cobra, Sidewinder. that I picked up purely to ferry between where this was purchased and where the Viper was docked. So I basically flew a bog standard Sidewinder from this dock to get the Viper, got in the Viper and docked it where this one was. System map.
Closing map.
Thank you. Unfortunately not first discoveries. Because that'd be nice if we could just get like 1 or 2 first discoveries. I don't imagine we will, considering we're only going like 500 light years out. I would be very surprised if we get lucky with anything like that. But you never know. Angel, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the Hatters. I do hope everyone's doing well in chat. Just a quick thank you to everyone for being here, whether you're chatting or lurking. It's all absolutely awesome. Slow it down a touch now. When does my scanner kick in? That's what I really want to know. Okay, so 75 hours. Welcome back, Em. It's hanging pretty well.
You got many people in at the moment?
The bot's saying 3 or 4. No. Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, you might have to speak up a tiny bit though.
What fabric does Mario wear?
Oh gosh, I don't know. What fabric does Mario wear? That was terrible.
I didn't say it was a good joke.
It's terrible. But yeah, how's it going with you, Em? How did your cherry jam come out? Ooh, that looks shiny. Yeah, I've heard you've made cherry vodka as well. How long's that got to sit for, at least? Alright guys, you might notice every now and then that the game will start stuttering for a few seconds. That is normal, that's me taking a screenshot. Because it's a 4K screenshot, it takes a few seconds to process it all. So if you see it stutter, chances are it's the game processing it. Hopefully. Maybe. About 4 weeks. Nice. Yeah, Shadow, it's partially homemade cherry vodka as well. I believe the vodka was bought and the cherries have been processed and put in it. This does look pretty awesome. I wonder what the hell this is. Yes, she has got an interview this week. On Thursday. Oh, not properly stolen cherries. Just acquired cherries. In 2 hours destoning them, nice. And no, not your cherries. Okay. Don't panic. Hey Slade, how's it going, buddy? Shit, Slade, I've just realised I didn't message you back yesterday. I'm so sorry. I acknowledged your message and I read it. And I was like, right, I'll reply to that in a minute. And I never did. I am so sorry. How are you doing today, buddy? Right, like I said at the start of the stream, guys, this stream is going to be very laid back, and pretty much every kind of elite stream we do for the next, well, for the foreseeable future, whilst we're doing this exploration. This is pretty much going to be it. You know, I jump to a system, I do a scan. If it tells me there's something to explore, it's going to be me flying from point A to point B, scanning it, and then going again. So it's going to be quite nice in that it's laid back, and you know, I can chat with you guys and keep up with the chat completely. And it's going to look very nice. You know, we've got this what looks like a dual sun thing going on down here, which could be pretty awesome looking when we get closer. Like I said, I'm going to be taking loads of screenshots. I'm going to set up an album on Imager or something, and I'll just upload all of the 4K screenshots to that, and I'll be putting a link up on the bot, so the bot will just cycle it through for you guys to check out as and when you want to. But yeah, this is going to be the elite streams. It's not going to be combat or anything like that. It's just going to be flying around looking at the pretties. Yes, I did enjoy Bloodborne. I've started up a new game, so it's a whole new character. Mostly because of the 1 or 2 bosses that I missed on my original playthrough that I couldn't get back to because the game bugged out. I don't fancy trying them in New Game Plus, so I've started a new character, doing things a little bit different. Managed to make a little bit more progress on some of the NPC storylines than I did before as well, because I'm now aware that they're there. So yeah, it's going pretty well. I'm at, where am I? I'm at Amelia at the moment. Is it Amelia? The giant wolf boss, I've forgotten her name. In the church. That's where I'm at. Level 31 now, nice. I think I'm around there somewhere actually. I've done a little bit of farming. I managed to take down Dark Beast Pearl pretty much straight away. In Destiny. I figured you meant Destiny. When he said level 31, I was like, oh, okay. I keep going back to Destiny. I want to play it more, but then I load it up and I'm like, right, I've got no one online to play with, so I'm just going to go in, I'm going to take the bounties to kill 30 of this thing, or, you know, get 20 headshots on this thing. I'm going to do those in about an hour. I'm going to hand them all in, and I'm going to sit there and not know what to do next. I can't really grind for the strange coins for the awesome armor from Xur, because I can't do the nightfall stuff, and you know, the weeklies are a nightmare, especially now I'm a DLC pack behind as well, so I rarely access them, let alone finish them. So yeah, I'm at a bit of a loss with it. I might have to stream it across a week or two and see if I can get at least groups together to, you know, do the content that I've missed so far, so like the Vault of Glass and the Crota raid. Oh yeah, I'd love to, like, the thing is not really an issue. The complication that I have is that the time that I can play it is now. You know, it's when I'm streaming, really. That's the only guaranteed time that I can get on. I might be able to do an hour here or there during the day when little man sleeps and there's nothing else to do. But other than that, it's, you know, 9 till 12, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Which is fine if I can find people that are happy to work, like to team up when I can get online. But in terms of doing raids and stuff, obviously a lot of people that you find on the forums and stuff want to do raids on this day or that day at this time, and I've just not been able to go along with it. So like I said, I might do a week or two on here, and I'll set it on the schedule and be like, right, for these 2 weeks, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going to be playing Destiny. It is the previous content. I don't have House of Wolves. If you want to jump in, if you want to help out with the raids and do the nightfalls and just generally get a 3-man team going and have a bit of a laugh with it, then awesome. At this point, even if I was to team up with a random who came into the stream that wanted to boost me through Vault of Glass, I'd be fine with it. I'm just at the point where that's like the only content that I've not done. System, the planet is ages away. System map.
Closing map.
So we did actually scan all of those, so we can scan this one and then these two, and then we'll scan that one as well. At the moment, my only kind of high level character is a hunter, level 30, I believe. I also have like a level 3 warlock that I was going to level up, and again just started playing through and was like, oh yeah, I don't want to do this on my own. I kind of played through the game solo for the whole story originally, minus the necessary matchmaking parts at the end of the planets. Yeah, I did the whole thing solo before and enjoyed it as a first playthrough. It was reasonably solid kind of gameplay and storyline wise for what was there, but wouldn't want to solo through it again, mostly because it just takes far too long. If I could team up with someone else, even a high level character, and just boost through it, then I'll be happy. Because I've kept a load of weapons and armour that I haven't used on my main character, or like stuff that I've leveled up and then I've got something better, so I've just whacked it in the bank. So when I hit level 20, I've got weapons and armour to chuck on the Warlock or the Titan if I make that instead, and you know, gain the 5-6 levels to actually start doing anything. I know I've got some Warlock legendary armour and stuff that I haven't been able to use, so I reckon they'll have matchmaking for raids eventually, and at the moment they don't want to. But I reckon once they've done possibly the next expansion, once you've got, you know, 3 or 4 raids and you start not going back for the content. Obviously at the moment, you know, there's 2 raids, no, 3 raids. So just to keep doing something, you keep going back to the other 2 raids from the like the past expansions. But if you look at World of Warcraft, you know, even they brought in a raid finder once they had 10-15 raids to do, just so that the content keeps getting used, because otherwise it's just sat on their servers taking up space. But yeah, I know they really don't want to do it at the moment, but I don't think they'll be able to hold out much longer. And yeah, it's that exactly. You know, a bulk of their consumer base can't do the raids because they just can't dedicate the time to it. But yeah, like I say, I've done the strikes more times than I want to think about, and I haven't played it a lot. I remember when I first unlocked the dailies, and not even the dailies, just the matchmaking for the level 26, 27 strikes. The amount of times I played that damn Archon Prisoner. How do you recite the script for it off the top of my head? Because have they done matchmaking on Nightfalls yet? Or is it still just dailies? Still just friend invite, because they'll do that next. Just to try and hold out on doing the raids, they'll do matchmaking on Nightfalls, and then probably 2 expansions after that they'll do matchmaking on raids. Is my call on it. I just really don't see how this game's going to last the 10 years they had planned for it, in the state that it's in at the moment, and just everything about it at the moment. They really need to turn it around if they want to have it last the 10 years they're hoping for. 208,446. Is that what we've earned through discovery so far? Do we think? I suppose I'll find out after discovering this one.
Chris, have you got any headphones in the drawer? It's mine now, it's in my bag.
There you go. Can't even see anything there. Can't get the light right on this one. Hey, Clue, how's it going, buddy? Dem t-shirts. Click the link. Or type in exclamation mark T's if you need them. TEES, not the other type of T's. Yeah, I can't get a good shot on that. How do I turn on my ship lights? Lights. Lights on.
Lights on.
Thank you. Doesn't really help me, but hey. It's not gonna work. Okay, fine, whatever. 208,446. It's still not gone out. Oh, I'm loving Elite. I have played it before. I loaded it up with Golem a little while ago. And Slater as well, I believe, jumped in a little bit. But yes, we've checked it out. We've done some combat bounty hunting type stuff, tiny amount of trading. This is the first time I've really gone out exploring, and we are going all out. There we're going 500 light years out from base. This is 2 jumps in, and we found 15 items to scan. Unfortunately, none of them are first discoveries, but still, you know, it's decent find for us. 2 jumps in, promising start. I wonder if that's not going up because they're just asteroid belts. But yeah, my only concern is that I have no weapons. Originally I had no shields, and I thought, no, screw that, we're taking shields. But this is very much just, like, I bought this outright and I've just decked it for exploration and running away should we get into any combat. But yeah, I really enjoy it. I'm playing it with mouse and keyboard, which I'm in the like the Facebook community group for the game. and most of them on there have got full-on kind of HOTUS joystick sets, and they all absolutely hate keyboard and mouse. I'm sat like, it's alright, does the job. Ruh-roh. 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 Finish scanning.
Hull integrity compromised.
Yeah, what are you doing? Know it. So, yeah, that happened. I was close. See if we can get a decent shot here. Oh, that's a little bit better. Lights on.
Lights on.
Lights off. What's that? That was about 1 hour 11 minutes in. I'll make a note of that to highlight the panic on my face, as the planet comes literally speeding up.
Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage.
I've forgotten how you can look around the cockpit. I know there's a button you can press to kind of go into a first person type view, I guess, just to look around your cockpit and see what's around. Come on, accelerate. Keep going. Oh, Slade, are you still with us at the moment? Yes. Is there any chance you could send us that text file? Whilst I'm thinking about it, just so I can pass it on to Tel. Please. I meant to message you during the day and forgot. I'm crap. You guys will realise this sooner or later if you haven't already. I'm absolutely terrible when it comes to remembering to do anything. It'll, as far as I'm aware, it's the font file. I think Tel wants to use the same font but do his own thing with it because he's making a thumbnail for his YouTube channel. So he's got the podcast and he's downloaded that ready to upload, but I think he's going to cut it up a little bit and do some editing to it. And yeah, I think he wants to keep the theme the same with the font but do his own title and thumbnail thing with it. So I imagine it's the actual font file, if that's possible. I don't know. I'm middlemaning at the moment. I think Tel made the incorrect assumption that I was able to do that kind of thing myself. So I did say that you made it for me. Oh, we're almost there. Oh, we're scanning already, are we? That's useful. And this is the last one. So this should now be everything scanned. Huzzah. Where are we going? Going that way.
Frameshift drive charging.
It's on your desktop. No worries, buddy. Thank you very much. Okay. So nothing to scan here. Straight on to the next jump. Engage jump drive.
Engaging jump.
Charging.
Alright, Chloe, take care, buddy. Thank you for swinging by. Did you get the t-shirts link? If you wanted it? Let's go with 19 new astronomical objects. You already bought one? Nice. Well, thank you very much, man. I can see how many have been bought. I can't see who's bought them. But yeah, take care, man. Thank you very much for swinging by. Thank you for buying the t-shirt. And yeah, I'll hopefully catch you again sometime soon. Wait for the scan to finish. I don't know if it's actually worth me scanning these belt clusters, but I'll do it anyway. Next target.
Next target.
Next target.
Next target.
So that's just scanning those. Red Rum, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the Hatters. Please sit back, relax and enjoy. We overshot that a touch. Or I need to refuel at some point. Alright, so we're down to like a third fuel. Let's actually slow down this time, shall we? Just a quick hello to everyone in the channel. We've got a few new names in. Thank you very much for hanging out. Scan, scan, scan. That's because they're stars. That's why I can scan them further away. Oh, I get it now. So the larger the entity, the further away you can scan it from. We're all getting closer. And that's it. So these are all going to be clusters, aren't they? There's like 6 or 7 that are around this one. I wonder how close I've got to get for the stars. Nightfall strike done. Nice. Congratulations. See, I've never done a nightfall. And I've done lots of dailies. I've done 2 weeklies. Never done a nightfall. Never done a raid. It's all about those exploits. Come on, we've got to be in close to this now. There we go. Oh, these might actually... Yeah, these are planets, actually. I thought these were all just going to be belt clusters. From the look of it, they're actually planets. Which is quite nice. Got a nice sort of oh, again. I heard they're going to be making some big changes to the weapons. I don't know if it's in the next expansion or in an upcoming patch. I've heard they're completely rewiring most of the weapons. Try and stop pistols being effective across an entire map and make auto rifles actually useful. Because I have an auto rifle that I am in the process of leveling up, but I stick with pulse rifles. Pulse rifles or scout rifles, and a sniper rifle secondary, and a rocket launcher. Ooh. Ooh. Is that really the next closest one? Yes. Fair enough. Wham. Level 32, nice. Yeah, I remember when it first came out, I got to that level 21, 22, and then I hit the point where I couldn't level up because I couldn't do any of the matchmaking based stuff. And then Dark Below came out, and obviously the vendors all got upgraded loot, and I had a load of currency stocked up because of being able to do the bounties and nothing else. Unknown Gems, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the Beanie Hatters. Sit back, relax and enjoy. Yeah, I had a load of currency stocked up because I wasn't able to buy anything, and I couldn't do any of the end game stuff, so I'd had no upgrades to do. And then yeah, Dark Below came out and all the vendors got better stuff, so I just bought up to level 26, and then I could start doing the dailies and that kind of thing. But yeah, full on purchased my way from level 21 to 26. You can message it to me and I'll forward it on to him. Have I given you an email address yet? I can't remember. If I have, send it to the email address I've given you. If I haven't, in fact, let me stop. Stop. There we go. Okay, cool. You guys can't see that. I haven't. Alright, let me send you one now. If I can. Are you there? Oh. Do you want to jump on Steam quickly? And I will message you on Steam with an email address. And you can use this whenever. Like if you've got any more music you want to send my way, or if you want to play about with background images or anything like that, I'll use this email address and just send it straight there. I say this, of course, only if you're able to jump on Skype. I can Facebook message you actually, I've got my phone, thinking about it. I can just message you on there if it's easier. In fact, yeah, let me just message you on Facebook, it'll be easier. Yeah. That one there. Right, I've just Facebooked you, buddy. Whoa, why aren't you slowing down? Slow down. Slow down. Phew. Alright guys, just another quick hello to everyone in the channel. Thank you very much for hanging out. Whether you're chatting or lurking, as long as you're enjoying what you're seeing, I'm happy. I'm more than welcoming of lurkers in this channel. Thank you very much for choosing to hang out here. Of the thousands and thousands of channels you've got to pick from on Twitch these days, any support you guys ever feel like voluntarily sending this way is absolutely amazing. So thank you very much. No worries, Shadow, welcome back. We are just finishing up with this system and then we'll be making our next jump. Pretty sure this is the last one anyway. Yeah. After this we are all set for the next jump. Lights off.
Lights off.
Thank you. Who made you?
I'm afraid that's classified information.
Are you Vulcan? Are you a Vulcan?
I am the result of a Vulcan mind meld with an artificial intelligence, complicit with Vulcan traditions and arguably more efficient. However, I do not practice the many rituals associated with Vulcans. It would be illogical. This is because I do not have to consider controlling my emotions. I simply don't have them.
Okay. Awesome, Slade. Thank you very much, buddy. Sorry for bugging you about it.
Frameshift drive.
But yeah, dude, as I said in the email, you know, anything you ever want to send, whether it's music or art or if you want to get in touch, use that email address.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
Alright, let's refuel whilst we're here. We'll do a quick scan. 18 new objects. Yeah, the AI has been done really well. I really like the Astra AI. I need to have a look at the commands. I need to work out what other fun commands there are. I also need to work out if I can get her to target the next unknown object rather than having to go into the list and do it. So it's just a little bit annoying more than anything. Target next unknown. Worth a go. Next unexplored. No. Now, Shadow, have you done much exploring? Or exploration, even? Or, yeah, if you know much about the game, I can't remember whether you've played it through before or not, I do apologise. Is it worth me scanning all of these kind of belt clusters and that kind of thing? Do they get me anything, or am I just wasting time? Baba Chub Chub, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the Hatters. Please sit back, relax and enjoy. Awesome name, by the way. Ivana Hoff, again, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the Hatters. Please do sit back, relax and enjoy. There's 0 monetary. Okay. So I can kind of scan them for the sake of scanning everything, just so that nothing shows up as unexplored. But past that, there's no real reason. Sakuzi, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the Hatters. Please sit back, relax and enjoy. Don't bother scanning every asteroid, yeah. So is there, other than kind of selecting it and looking at the image on the left hand side of the HUD, is there any quick way of telling what's going to be an asteroid and what isn't? Because obviously everything shows up as unexplored. Is it just a case of select it, see what image pops up, and then go from there? Because if so, that's fine. If there's a quicker way, then I'll use the quicker way.
Fuel scooping complete. Fuel scoop disengaged.
Yeah, see that last system I was in had a load of high metal ones, which should be awesome. Also, this money here, 208446, is that from exploration or is that a random bounty that I've not handed in? Because it doesn't seem to be going up, which makes me think it's not related to exploration unless I haven't found anything worth exploring yet. Oh crap, overshot it. Paying too much attention to chat, not enough attention to the planet I'm flying towards. Go system map to check, okay. That's fine. Like I say, if that's a quick way to do it, then so be it. I'll have a quick look after I've scanned this planet, actually. Bounty must have picked up. Cool. That's fine, just as long as I know. Stop. Stop. Thank you. That's quite a nice shot. System map.
Closing map.
Okay, yeah, so I jumped in there. That makes sense. Okay, that's fine. Close system map. Close system
Closing
map.
map. Closing map.
Ugh, confused now. Close system map.
Closing map.
I think I looked at the wrong line on the fuel gauge last time. I think I was looking at the fuel that I'm using as opposed to the fuel that I've got left. Yeah, I looked at, so you've got fuel and then the number, which you guys can't see because my face is there. But you've got fuel, there we go. So you've got fuel. I was looking at this tiny little top line thinking that's what I had left. When in fact that's how much I'm using, isn't it? And then I've got the long line here. That's actually what I've got left in the tank. So I panicked for nothing. That's another thing I did upgrade actually from the build that I found online. I added the shields in, and I upgraded from a 16 ton to a 32 ton fuel tank. Just so that I have a little bit more leeway in remembering to refuel. Fuel scoop. Well, at least if there's a bounty, as long as I don't get taken out, touch wood, I've got another kind of 200 grand coming in. That's useful to have. Fuel level for Super Cruise. Seriously, why aren't you slowing down? I'm in the blue. Stop. Stop. Dag nabbit. I thought so, Shadow. And it only took off like 1 light year jump range as well. I was like, screw it for that. If it had taken off like 30 or something stupid, you know, something substantial, then I would have left it at 16. But yeah, for 1 light year for double the amount of fuel, I was like, yeah, screw it, we'll take that. And the shields again, they only took off like 1 light year. If it means I can take a bit of a beating whilst I'm trying to run away from someone, then I'll accept that 1 light year loss. The larger line is the overall fuel in the tank that is used for hyperspace, which space jumps. And the Super Cruise gauge empties, a little amount of the overall fuel is taken to be... Oh, okay, I'm with it. I'm with you. That makes sense. So yeah, top line is what I'm using at the moment. If that runs out, the bottom line will decrease a little bit and the top line will refill again. Essentially. I think. I've also got an auto repair drone thing. Auto field maintenance unit. Should I get into any trouble. Got a basic life support, because hey, who needs to stay alive, right? Best fuel scoop I could get at the station I was at the time. Again, best like thrusters, best frame shift drive. That cost me like 5 million. Won't repair hull damage. To be honest, I don't know exactly what it repairs. I just saw it was recommended. So I was like I say, I basically found a build on Reddit. I'll find the build for you in a minute, actually. Yeah, exactly. I sold all of the cargo racking. Like I say, no weapons. Literally just have shields. And that's pretty much it. Repairs the modules. Oh, what? So like if my thrusters go, it'll repair the thrusters. That kind of thing. Is that right? I do apologise if these questions are stupid. I am fully aware I am a noob when it comes to this. I can just about work my way around a firefight in a resource site, and that's like as far as my ability goes at the moment. So yeah, well, that was my thinking too, Shadow. You know, just get the largest fuel tank the station held, and you know, worst case, I get down to half fuel and have to find somewhere to dock. I am kind of regretting picking a power play side now, considering I'm not doing anything like power play related. Seems like a really stupid idea for me to have picked a side. In a ship with no weapons, exploring around systems, I have no idea where safe stations are should I need to stop and repair anything. Or refuel, or like refueling, I've got the fuel scoop, so that's fine. But you know, I have no idea where it's safe to stop. I don't even know like how to, you know, what the power play stuff does, or how to have any impact on it, or what the benefits are of it, or anything. I just saw it was there and went, okay, let's pick a side. Clicked some random buttons, and then suddenly I'm hostile in the dock that I was at. Generally come in most handy if you're going on a super long, tens of thousands of light year expedition, center of the galaxy, or exploring the outer rim. Oh, okay. That makes sense. And yeah, Shadow, I mean, like I say, I'm in the Facebook Elite Dangerous community group. I've been kind of lurking in that for a few weeks, getting ideas on the ships that are recommended for what professions and recommended builds and that kind of thing, which is where I got the inspiration to get the ASP for this journey. And like I say, I did a very quick Google search for recommended builds and that kind of thing. And yeah, they always seem happy to answer the questions. You know, I asked the very simple, stupid, not simple, easy to answer question of how do people decide where to explore to. And some people said, go to this area or that area and find somewhere new. Some people said, oh, just literally open up a star map of our galaxy, find something that looks interesting and go in that direction. People recommended only doing a few hundred light years out for your first trip to see if you actually enjoy it. Some people said screw that, go all in and pick somewhere 2, 3, 4,000 light years away. Yeah, the community does seem awesome. I haven't seen any kind of toxicity within the community on Facebook anyway. I haven't played open. I normally play, this is private group at the moment. I primarily play solo, to be honest. Again, mostly because when I play, it's at times when I don't know anyone else, and I'm not confident enough in my ability to go in and play open. But yeah, what I've played I've enjoyed. I need to look into the more story based stuff, I guess. So things like building up the ranks and the best way of doing it with the various factions, and actually looking at the Newsnet system and working out whatever storyline there is. I keep seeing on Facebook articles pop up saying, oh, the community found this event and we found this bizarre item in the middle of nowhere. And then there was this whole kind of community campaign to work out what the hell it was. I had no idea what was going on because I haven't looked at the Newsnet system. And yeah, just the power play stuff as well. No idea how power play works. And again, like I said earlier, what effects that has on anything and how to influence it and how it benefits me, and just the faction side of things I haven't even started looking at. I have no idea who's who, what's what, and where people are going. I've literally just jumped in, done some bounty hunting, done a very, very, very small amount of trading, and then this is my exploration up till now. That's kind of where we are. So you should do the explore a few hundred light years. Yeah, that's what I've done. I think our journey was about 480 light years in total from point A to point B. I think the system map was telling me, or the galaxy map was telling me, it was going to be about 85 jumps. I think so far we've done 4, and we've been going for just about 2 hours, which is what I was expecting. I was fully expecting it to take me a long time. I'd say this is just a short trip in the grand scheme of things. So I'm enjoying it so far. It's quite nice as a caster to do the exploration stuff, because the combat, when you go into one of the res sites, you're always looking for your next target, and then you get caught in a firefight and you can't really look at the chat until everyone said something and got annoyed because you haven't replied. Whereas with this, it's kind of fly from point A to point B, and in the middle you're not really doing anything, so you can look at the chat and interact properly. And that's what I like my channel's about anyway. What I try to make my channel about is the interaction with you guys, is keeping you guys as involved as I can, making sure that I'm making you guys feel welcome in the channel, and trying to make sure you enjoy it, really. Which is a lot easier to do if I'm watching the chat, as opposed to getting my ass blown up in firefights. Come on. Stephen Hawking quote? No. I swear there's something about Stephen Hawking with Astra. Can't remember how to trigger it now then. Stephen Hawking. Can't remember the commands. So what have you guys been mostly up to in the game anyway? You all seem like you know what you're doing, so I'm guessing you've got a fair whack of playtime in it. I play group with my two friends. I got into the game. They enjoy it, but when I'm alone I play solo. Yeah, so I'm the same. Like I say, at the moment I'm in an open, a private group, but no one is online. So it's essentially solo. But yeah, 9 times out of 10, if I load the game up, I'll be playing solo. It's just because I don't want to get to a point where I find something really good, or I'm coming up to a dock and I get interdicted by someone who knows what they're doing and just blows me out of the sky before I can catch my breath. Mostly hunter, but you trade when your friends will find. Oh, okay. Like I say, I'd probably say about 95% of my time in game has been spent bounty hunting, or the travelling back and forth. The worst, the only thing about bounty hunting that really annoys me is the friendly fire. So your target, the guy you want to target, and you let the scan finish, and you do your kill warrant scan, and everything flashes up red, and you go in for the kill. But as you start firing, someone else will fly across your line of fire, and you'll tag them accidentally, and that'll flag you up as wanted, and then the security force just U-turns on you. That's a pain in the ass, because at that point you need to run away, leave the res site, go back to a station, pay off the bounty on your head, and then go back again. I can find deep space hunting rogue traders, nice. See, up until leaving for this expedition, I've probably only travelled within a 30 light year radius, not really gone out and about too much. So this is kind of a big lunge out into space for me. Does anyone know, I swear there's a shortcut key that lets me look around the cockpit. I can't remember what it is. I could probably have a look through the controls thinking about it. I just don't know if anyone knows off the top of their head. I swear I've done it before. Oh wait, I got it, it's fine. Middle mouse button. Oh, I've got it. The one button on the mouse that I didn't press. I think it's a shame that there's nothing on that panel in the middle. I do like how open this cockpit is. Just the field of view around it is pretty awesome. my PC is screaming at me. I need to save up for an upgrade, really. I just don't know. Don't know what to upgrade. I think the graphics card and the processor are both a bit outdated now. I could do with a new heatsink on the processor at least. What I'm using is the stock one from like 3 years ago. Yeah, I did see that actually. On the Asp there is a lower cockpit, I guess. Which makes me wonder if they were ever thinking about or are planning in the near future, I say near future, in the future, to bring in like co-op of some description. So why else would you need a second cockpit? Lights on. Lights on.
Lights on.
Oh, I can't get a decent lighting from here. Mad. Whoa, that's a lot. I reckon I might start scanning it soon, if it's a star. How many more things have we got left? Oh, quite a lot. System map.
Closing map.
Yeah, so we're flying between the two at the moment. Close system map. Alright, I'm very quickly going to go to the loo whilst we're flying in this direction. Yeah, I'm just going to switch the camera off whilst I'm away. Literally be about 30 seconds. Hopefully I won't crash into the planet. Fingers crossed. But yeah, sit back, relax, enjoy the view, and yeah, I'll be back in 30 seconds or so. And we're back. Thank you very much for hanging around, guys. It occurred to me as I stepped away from the table that I still could have been interdicted. Could have ended badly. In terms, speaking about, failing horribly in my ship blowing up on exploration, if I do get blown up, or if I die, or if I crash into a planet, which, based off of how I've been so far, is a possibility, do my exploration finds disappear in the same way that bounties do in combat, or do they save? I know which one I'm expecting the answer to be, but I'm just curious. You lose them all, yeah. That's what I thought. We're almost there. As I say, guys, exploration is not always the most interesting thing to be doing in terms of watching it, so I do apologise. But at the same time, I do appreciate and thank every one of you for hanging out in the channel tonight. It's massively appreciated. Hope you're enjoying the sights at least. And yeah, just thank you. If you're on Twitter, if you could type, if you look down below the channel, down below the video even, or if you wanted to type in !tweet, you'll get a click to tweet link come up. If you are enjoying it and want to spread the word, then 2 clicks and the job is done. We have also got a Patreon page, and we are currently running some t-shirts as well. Limited run of t-shirts. The very first merchandise on the channel, which is massively exciting for me. The response so far has been awesome. But yeah, very hyped to see how they go. They are definitely going to happen. We have sold enough for them to actually run, which is brilliant. So from now it's just a case of getting an order in if you like them. They don't know your audience. Well, exactly. That's. I've always tried to run my channel on chat interaction as much as possible. When I was first introduced to Twitch, some of the first casters I checked out were Lethal Frag, Man vs Game, Crumps, guys who were very much about the chat interaction side of things. Making sure that the viewers are enjoying it, because Lizon, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the Hatters. Please sit back, relax and enjoy. There's a lot of casters who essentially, what they do well, but essentially they just sat playing a game and people are watching them, and as far as the caster goes, there could be no one there, there could be 100 people there, they just don't seem to really notice, which in my opinion is a shame. If you're going to do something like Twitch, why not get the chat involved? My opinion is you guys have taken the time to come and check out my channel voluntarily, and you've stuck around long enough for me to think you're enjoying it. So for me not to acknowledge you and interact with you and get you involved, in my opinion, is a bit of a dick move. Don't get me wrong, there are some channels where it's just not going to happen. If you look at some of the biggest channels on Twitch. You've got things like Evo and that kind of thing. The League of Legends tournaments, for example, where, you know, chat interaction is just impossible due to the volume of people that are in the channel, which is fine. But if you've got a channel my size, for example, where you've got, you know, what, 5, 10, maybe 15 people in at a time, there is no reason not to interact with your viewers, who at the end of the day are making your channel happen. You know, I'm sat here playing a game. It's you guys that have come in and made it a channel. It's my opinion. Sakuzi, that's a tough one. My opinion of this game, and this is just my opinion, so I'm sure someone will have a differing opinion, which is fine. This game is what you want to make it. You know, the game gives you a ship and gives you basic tutorials to get off the ground. Past that, the game is what you make it. I have never played open. So you've got the 3 game modes. You've got solo, which is you're on your own. You've got open, which is you and the rest of the community. And then you've got private group, which is you and people that you know. It's kind of like private matchmaking. So it's you and people you know in a squad against AI. There isn't the world coming after you. I've only really played solo and private, or solo and private group. I have loaded up into open once, and to be honest, the main reason I don't do it is because it just lagged to hell whilst I was streaming, whereas solo and group don't, so I stick with those. I think if you're enjoying the game in solo, then stick in solo. If you're doing the combat side of things, or if you're a trader and you want some friends to help out and escort you through areas, and, you know, make a little bit more of a role-playing side of things, I guess, you could invite some people you know into a wing, and you can have them in combat ships, and you as a trader, or vice versa. You know, you could be in a combat ship escorting a friend who's trading. You know, make a bit more of a role play of it. But yeah, if you're happy in solo, stay in solo. It's exactly the same game at its core. You know, you can still interact with the AI, who can interdict you and try and take you out, and you can go to the resource sites for the bounty hunting. You can do your trading missions and find your trade routes and do all that. You can interact with the factions and do all that side of things, as much in solo as you can in open play. The only difference is whether you run into other players or not. Now, myself, as I said earlier, I am in no way confident enough in my own ability to go up against the people who I've heard about exist in open play. I would be blown out of the sky within minutes, if that. So I am quite happy not going in open play. Obviously, if you really wanted to and you can afford it, maybe buy a cheap ship, deck it out the best you can, and then go into open play with that ship that you maybe don't mind about losing, just to experience open play. Entirely down to you though. My opinion is, like I say, the game is what you make it. I am happy in solo and in group play, so I stick in solo and group play. You know, at the moment I'm in group. What would be awesome is if at some point whilst doing this I could get some guys that I know in combat ships, and kind of escort me whilst I'm exploring, because I have no weapons on this ship whatsoever, so if I get attacked I'm screwed. So, you know, to have a couple of guys on around me in a wing that are protecting me should I get attacked and that kind of thing, you know, that could be pretty fun. Sorry, Slade, at the moment this ship I'm in now is an Asp that I've just decked out purely for exploration. Like I say, no weapons, enough shields to keep me alive, other than that just jump ability all the way. Sold the cargo, bought the maximum fuel tank I can afford, or that, you know, will fit in the ship. And yeah, I've just gone. I still have my Viper, which is docked where we left, and I will be going back to that for combat. That's still fully decked out for combat. But yeah, I did some Googling and this came out, the Asp came out as the best exploration ship for the money. With, you know, just generally the best exploration ability. So that's what we went with. We got about 3.7 million credits in solo. Well, I believe that carries over. I think it's, my understanding is, it's the same profile. So whether you go in solo or open or group play, it's the same profile with the same loadouts, the same ships, the same credits, the same bounties. The only difference is the people that you come across. Is my understanding. I may be wrong. If I am, please correct me, because I don't want to be not only understanding myself but also misinforming other people. Yeah, that's my understanding of it, is it's one profile across all 3 modes. I can't remember what you were going for, to be honest, buddy. Was it the Cobra? Because you had the Sidewinder. That's obviously the starter one. Oh, the capital ship is insane. I've only seen pictures of it. I haven't seen it myself, but it's just insane. It could be the Python. Yeah. Yeah, the Python's basically the Viper with a few less jutty bits. Because yeah, I would really like a Clipper. I've heard the Clippers are really good. Saw one on Friday and was hypnotised by it. I might have to look for like a YouTube video of it, because I don't think I'm going to run into one anytime soon, especially not whilst I'm doing this. I'm not going to go looking for a capital ship in an unarmed Asp. It's just asking for trouble. Okay, we are almost done in this system, and we've got 2 more blobs to find. Yes, that's it. Then we can jump to the next system. Nice. So not only is it massive, it's intimidating as well. It's just what you want. Whoa, less of that. Overshot it again. Well, maybe not. Might get away with it. Right, that is this system done.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one, engage. Fuel scooping.
Cool. I'm kinda glad there aren't any in this one. Just so we can just head straight off again. Refuel a little
Fuel
bit.
scoop disengaged.
Engage jump drive.
Charging frameshift drive.
We have merchandise. Makes the bot sound a little bit like a druggie. Come check out my merchandise.
3, 2, 1, engage.
Ooh. Ooh. Have to check those out later.
Fuel scooping.
Oh no, don't go in that direction.
Fuel scooping complete.
I want to be the other side of the sun, I think. Yeah.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Engage jump drive.
Jumping.
Frameshift drive charging.
You've got a fear of space. That was an inquisitive, not a judgment. Is it just a general fear, or is it something in particular about
1, engage.
space? Like I say, zero judgment. I am genuinely asking.
Fuel scooping.
Oh, this is going to be a new one then. Oh no, just the sun from the look of it. System map.
Closing map.
It is just a start.
Scooping complete. Frameshift drive charging.
Right, here we go. Oh wow, our temperature's going up. Not bad. Fear is what keeps me going. You know, it's just sort of, yeah, definitely part of that is what keeps me going through it. Is that kind of fear of, holy crap, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? System map.
Closing map.
Cool. Just the two suns.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
For a year overseas, isn't it? Pretty much. Sorry, just deleting some emails whilst we're hyperspacing. So how come you did a year overseas anyway? If you don't mind me asking. You don't have to tell me. You can tell me to shut up if I ask anything you don't want to answer. I'm just being nosy, really. Figure you're here, I'm here. Space. Why not ask the question, right? Oh, military, nice. Which makes sense given your comment earlier about joining with people from when you're in the military. Kind of 2 and 2 there, really. Open book, no worries. I say, just like to make it clear, I ask the questions, you don't have to answer them. You can tell me to swivel. It's absolutely fine. Hey Equinox, how's it going? Welcome to the channel. Oops, wrong button. Yeah, figured as much. Yes, welcome to the channel. Sorry, I'm not completely ignoring you guys. I've been sent some potential emoticons to use, and currently trying to open them to have a look at them, and it's not going overly well. Apparently my phone can't open PNG files. Trying to see if the game's worth the money, and if it is, where to get it on Xbox One or PC. Okay. In terms of whether this game is worth the money or not, I'm going to say the same thing to you that was said to me when I asked that question. This game is very much what you make it. It's not a game where you load it up and you've got 2 hours worth of tutorial missions to work out what you're doing. You load the game up, it puts you in a ship at a dock, and that's it. From there, you work out where to get your missions from, you work out what missions do what and where to go and how to do them, and then you go and do them. Once you load in the game, that's it. It's very much just you do what you want to do. You've got 3 trees. I don't know how much of the game you know, so I'm going to cover the basics. If you already know it, then tell me to shut up. You've got 3 skill trees, essentially. It's not really skill trees. Professions, I guess. You've got exploration, which is what we're doing now, where you literally jump from system to system, scanning everything, finding new planets, and you make money based off of the planets you find and the data you take back. You've got combat, which is bounty hunting. It's hunting pirates, hunting down the military, and reporting back to various factions to gain money for those kills. Or you've got trading, which is fill your ship up, take it to a different station, sell it, rinse and repeat. What you do is down to you. For instance, when I loaded the game up, after about 20 minutes of trying to work out what I was doing, I managed to take a trading mission from the station I started in. I managed to transport goods from where I started to station one jump away, docked successfully eventually, handed them in, went back and completed the mission. That took me about half an hour just to fly from point A to point B and back again. That was the first time. See, now I'm a lot more confident with the docking side of things. There are no in-game tutorials, so the docking, the first time I tried to dock on a platform, I lined it all up and you get a little kind of display come up in the center where the map is at the moment, just here. This will turn into a kind of a top-down docking map, and you've basically got to line up your ship with the middle circle. What I didn't know at the time is that you have to be pointing in the right direction. So I lined it up perfectly, but because I overshot the approach, I U-turned, so I basically came onto the pad backwards. So despite the fact I was slap bang in the middle, perfectly kind of level with the station, it wouldn't dock, and I had to alt-tab out and check on a forum to find out what I'd done wrong. And yeah, all I needed to do was turn 180 degrees. But that kind of thing isn't taught to you in the game. It's stuff that you have to either go through the external tutorials or watch videos on, or get lucky and work it out, or have a look on the forums. Yeah, the game is just it's massive. There is so much to do, and like I say, it will not hold your hand at all. Possibly the most helpful bit of advice I got whilst I was working out, when I first installed the game, pretty much the very first thing that was said to me was, you are going to crash your ship. You probably will crash your ship leaving the first dock, and it will blow up and you will die and you will restart. And I did. I left the landing pad, flew straight into the side of the station, blew my ship up there and then. And yeah, thankfully the first ship you get is worth absolutely nothing, so you can replace it nice and easily. I think it's like 1,000 credits to rebuy the first ship, and to put that in perspective, to rebuy the ship I'm in at the moment is 811,000. So to start out with, you are going to crash, you are going to die, just have fun with it. Hi Hippie, Kippy, I apologise if I butchered your name. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the Beanie Hatters. Please sit back, relax and enjoy. So drum when taking off. It felt that way. Literally, I possibly, whilst mashing the keys on the keyboard, possibly turned flight assist off. So not only was I kind of taking off for the first time, I believe I was doing it without flight assist. And yeah, just went slam straight into the side of the station. And yeah, surprisingly, blew up into a million tiny pieces. But I'd been told I would, so I wasn't that fazed by it. But yeah, so Equinox, it's a difficult one to kind of assist you on, and at the moment, yeah, I'm doing the exploration side of things, so it's not the most exciting thing to watch in terms of gaining interest in it. Kai Hippie, cool. That's what I thought, and then I looked at it again and was like, maybe it isn't that, but that's cool. Welcome to the channel. You just bought your first Cobra, nice. Yeah, Equinox, I mean, you know, like I say, the exploration side of things, it is a case of flying from point A to point B and scanning planets in the middle. So it's not the most exciting thing to watch, maybe, for the game. The combat is very fast paced, it's very unforgiving, but it's also awesome at the same time. Thoroughly enjoyable, especially if you can get a group of mates together or get on with other people you know, and just jump into a wing together, and that's pretty awesome. Yeah, you have 3 or 4 of you together just going around and hunting pirates is pretty fun. Biggest question about the game is how you find people to play with. Hippie, I haven't looked for people to play with, to be honest. I know a few people from outside of the game anyway that I know have the game, so I've teamed up with them a little bit. But yeah, I haven't. I'd say the best way if you want to find randoms to team up with is to go, there's a Facebook page that yeah, there's a Facebook page, I think it's like Elite Dangerous Community or something like that. Yeah, you can probably find people in there that would happily team up with you. Alternatively, you've probably got forums on the Elite Dangerous website that you could kind of advertise in to say you're looking for people to team up with. Yeah, there's going to be various places. And yeah, as Shadow says, you know, things like this, things like just hanging out in a Twitch channel that's playing the game, you'll probably meet people and, you know, be able to team up and work out what's going on. The powers are optional. Not accidentally, I inadvertently joined the power play system, I guess. At the start of the stream tonight, I picked a faction, had no idea what it was I was picking, no idea what the power play side of things actually is. I just saw it was a thing, picked a faction and went, yeah, let's join that one. The only kind of effect it's had on me personally at the moment is that I'm now wanted in systems where I wouldn't have been wanted before because I'm teamed up with a particular faction. But yeah, outside of that, I have no idea how the power play stuff works. Yeah, if we've got any mods in at the moment, can we get a permit for Sakuzi so you can link in the HUD changer? You can change the colour of the HUD, but you have to do it through a config file. But there's a website where you've got sliders for red, blue and green, and you move them all around to get the colour for the HUD that you want. And there's a little chunk of text below it, and you basically just copy the chunk of text into a config file, and then it changes your HUD. I actually want to change mine to kind of a reddy purple or a really light kind of neon blue. I'm not sure which yet, but I meant to actually do it before the cast tonight and I forgot. But that's something I'll be doing after the cast, so I remember. And then yeah, I'm kind of a little bit bored of the orange. Yeah, Hippie, I mean, like I say, you know, check Facebook, see if there's any Elite Dangerous groups you can join. Check out the official website and see if there's a forum on there. If there is, I can guarantee there'll be a looking for more type forum page. Hang out in channels like this. Once people know you a little bit better and know the kind of player that you are and what you're looking to do, I'm sure you'll find people to team up with in no time. Yeah, I'm pretty much lone wolf, to be honest. Like I say, I've got 1 or 2 people from the chat and from guys I know in real life that I know have the game, so I've teamed up with them a couple of times. But primarily, I'm lone wolf. Is where bounty hunting is heading to res sites? Yes. Yeah, resource sites are the way to go, and it's even better now that they've actually listed them by intensity as well, which is something they brought in about a month after I started playing. So you actually get high, medium and low intensity res sites now, so depending how much combat you want to come across, you can go to a high site and you get loads of bounty from it if you're successful, but there's a lot more combat going on. But yeah, like I say, 95% of my time in game has been bounty hunting. Yeah, I'm thinking kind of bluey purple. That's the way I want to go with it. Something a little bit kind of nicer on the eyes, especially if I'm going to be staring at this HUD for the foreseeable future doing this exploration stuff. I want something that's not going to make my eyes bleed. Yes, the federal defences are good. They do a lot of the damage for you, especially if you can get into a site with an anaconda or something on the federal service. If anything, you just use it as a meat shield. Yeah, if anyone wanted to add me in game, then please feel free. My commander name is ChrisAkira, same as the channel name here. Pretty much anything gaming wise that you can log into, my username is ChrisAkira. I've got a PS4 on there, I'm ChrisAkira. Xbox, I've got the 360, ChrisAkira. Wii U, ChrisAkira. Steam, ChrisAkira. Unfortunately, Origin, ChrisAkira. Just yeah, feel free to add me on everything. I accept pretty much everyone. Oh, if someone can do, I don't know why it hasn't ticked over actually. If someone could type in !social. There are a load of social pages that you guys can follow if you are enjoying the channel. It's completely optional, but if you want to keep up to date with what's going on, I do a post on Facebook and Twitter around about half an hour before I go live, as well as potentially other posts during the day as well. Any kind of polls for you guys in regards to games that are going to be played or anything like that, that'll all get put on the social pages as well. Crystal, thank you very much. How's it going? Change to grey or silver. See, that was the alternative. It's kind of blue or silver. I think they're the ones that are going to look the most awesome. But yeah, the Facebook and the Twitter groups, like I say, just give them a follow. The Facebook one is a person page, but just send a friend request. I'm accepting everybody. It is a specific page for this channel, purely because the person page shows up better for more people for longer. I used to have a business page on Facebook, and it worked really well. Oh, excuse me, really well for about a year. And then Facebook really pushed towards that we want to make money off of everybody stance. And it got to the point where I had 150 people following the page on Facebook, but only about 5 people would see a post, unless I wanted to pay Facebook like £5 a day to advertise the posts out. I was like, yeah, screw that, I'll just make a personal page instead. So now it'll show up in the news feed as normal. But yeah, they don't get spammed, you know, I'm not sat here posting every half hour. It will be a post about an hour before I go live, a post as we go live, and then maybe 1 or 2 posts during the day in regards to what's going to be played and what's going on. But they are also the first places to get updated if I need to cancel a cast for any reason, or if there's any changes to the schedule or anything like that. So that's why they're worth following if you are on those social media platforms. Just watching and lurking. Always appreciated, Crystal. Always appreciated. Glad you're doing well. Does the account you have to make to play this become your captain name? I can't remember, to be honest. Okay, there you go. Oh yeah, because the account name's just an email address, isn't it? So like your login account name, just an email address, and then you load up the game and it gets you to make a commander name. Again, just a quick thank you to everyone for hanging out tonight. It's been awesome chatting to you guys. Yeah, I was going to say more and my mind's just gone completely blank now I've started talking. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the channel, hope you've enjoyed the cast. Thank you to those of you who have spread the word, whether it's on Facebook or Twitter or whatever means you feel like using. Every single kind of like, share, retweet, shout out is awesome and massively appreciated. My name's ChrisAkira, I'm your host. I am the Lord Commander Beanie Hatter. Beanie Hat. Yeah, just thank you very much for hanging out, really. That's all I wanted to say. Got a 100k bounty claim. Nice. What did you take out? And are you using a kill warrant scanner as well? Or is that just a look at them and wait for the scan to finish? The host with the most. Ah, Crystal. Thank you. Equinox, thank you. I always try and keep an awesome community going. As I was saying earlier, in my opinion, a Twitch cast is all about the community. There are very few exceptions to that rule, in my opinion. And it is my opinion, so I'm sure people will disagree, but that's my opinion. Joys of the internet. But yeah, I mean, you know, if the community is awesome, the channel is awesome. So thankfully we have a very awesome community here who are very helpful. They're fun to be around. They can make you feel better if you're having a crappy day. Yeah, I love casting because my community is amazing. That's why I keep coming back and doing it. What other games do I play, or is this the main one? This is going to be the main one for the next kind of 2 weeks, just because the next 2 weeks cast-wise are a little bit all over the place. But there isn't really kind of a primary game for the channel. They are very much a variety caster. Stream everything from Binding of Isaac to this, to Elite, to World of Warcraft, to what we've played. Last week we finished up a playthrough of Dishonored. We've recently played through the whole Bioshock series. In the past we've played through the whole Dead Space series. We're going to be checking out the Tomb Raider reboot in a few weeks as well. We're going to be playing through that again. We've played Trackmania. We've played Castle Crashers. We've played Clash of Clans on mobile. We've played Clicker Heroes. Just anything. Five Nights at Freddy's as well. We played that when that came out. Outlast, Amnesia. Just, it truly is an anything channel. There is a Dark Souls and Demon Souls and Bloodborne and that kind of thing as well. We've played quite a lot of. There is a calendar available if someone wanted to type in !schedule. No, !calendar. It will bring up a Google spreadsheet that has the calendar for July and for August as well. We've got the next kind of 6 weeks lined up already. So you can see what's coming up. You can work out if there's anything in particular you want to watch. You can come in for those days. Obviously I'd love it if you come in every day, because that'd be awesome, but I appreciate not everybody wants to watch everything I'm going to play, which is absolutely fine. But yeah, you can see what's being played when, and obviously if there's anything you don't want to watch or there's anything you particularly do want to watch, you know when to be here if you can. Right now playing Dead Space 3. Nice. How far through it are you? Without spoilers, if possible. Just in case anyone in the channel hasn't played through it. Oh, it's almost 12 o'clock. That snuck up on me. You just kind of lose yourself doing this. It hasn't felt like I've been doing this for 3 hours today. Close to tram wreck. Ah, okay. Have you played the others as well? Or have you played all 3 of them? Or the 2 and this one? I've heard of Spore. I've never played it, but I have heard of it. I know what game it is you're talking about if you say Spore. You played 1 and 2. Nice. I know if you played through 3 before. Or is it a blind playthrough? One game I do really want to play at the moment is Ark. That's Survival Evolved, the DayZ with dinosaurs. It looks awesome. Exactly the kind of game that I would love. Unfortunately, don't have the money to buy it. But it is on the wish list, so maybe someday, if it pops up on a sale, we'll have a look at getting it. But that could be pretty awesome. From what I've seen, it looks brilliant. Just got 200,000 credits, but almost got destroyed. Nice. At that point, you turn around, you go back to a station, and you cash in. Because if you die, you lose those credits. Blind playthrough. How are you finding it? Or more, how are you finding it in comparison to the other two? And are you playing it through solo or co-op? Just the last bit. That's going to be asteroid, isn't it? Shadow, that sounds pretty awesome. System map. System map.
Closing map.
Oh no, it is. Here's planets. I thought it was just going to be asteroid. Close system map.
Closing map.
Thank you. Playing solo at the moment. We're almost there. What's that, sorry? Ah, cool. Dead Space. The only game I played on a VR headset is Surgeon Simulator. I had a go at Eurogamer Expo in London a few years back, and they had Oculus Rift with Surgeon Simulator, and that was pretty fun. Spore could have been so much more if he had decided to expand on the idea. I was going to say, it was this huge deal when it was announced back in 2010, and then it just disappeared completely. Equinox, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the house. Glad you're enjoying the channel. That sounds a bit weird, Shadow. I would like to play a game like this, or Strike Suit Zero, or some kind of flight sim-y type game with a VR headset. I think it could be awesome. It could make you want to tear your brain out through the disorientation, but it could be awesome. Well, everything's within a close proximity to that sun at least, so... Ooh! Oh, excuse me. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so you kind of get a bit of a jump in your stomach. Equinox, I did see the E3 demo for the Microsoft HoloLens. It looks awesome. I'm skeptical. If it does what it seemed to do, then it's going to be absolutely amazing. But Microsoft have lied to us before. All I'm going to say, that and Project Milo, for anyone who knows, you'll know fully well why I'm skeptical. But yeah, it looks amazing. The tech demo they pulled off at E3 was possibly one of the highlights of E3 this year. If it is capable of doing that with the Minecraft tech demo, then it will be a literal game changer. But yeah, whether it actually does that will remain to be seen. Don't get me wrong, I want it to do that. I would love it if the HoloLens is that powerful when it actually comes out. But until we see more about it, I'm not going to hold my breath. Because the augmented reality potential of it is just amazing. Yeah, you saw what they did with Minecraft, with moving the world around and zooming in and out and interacting with the world just by voice commands and touching it. It has a huge scope of potential, but at the moment, it's potential. Like I say, until we see a bit more about it, I'm reluctant to jump all in, unfortunately. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that I get proved wrong, but that will remain to be seen. Equinox. In terms of this game, in terms of Elite, the only thing that I will say is that there is no third-person camera view when you're flying. It is all from the cockpit. The only time you can come out of the cockpit is if you press F1. That puts you into kind of a camera mode, but you can't move the ship around. You're literally just taking pictures of your ship and the surroundings. It is completely first person. Just wanted to let you know in case that's enough to sway you one way or the other. Really Dangerous has the most positive rating on Steam, with only about 28% of reviews being negative. I love that. Can't go into third person real life, so I do it here. Here's the keys, kids enjoy. See, I normally prefer third person and stuff like this. Oh no, not even stuff like this. You know, if I'm playing a racing game, or DayZ, for example, is a big one, I much prefer the exploration side of things in third person. It's not until I get into combat, so DayZ, if I get into a combat situation, then I will switch to first person. But in terms of just running around, I much prefer third person. But in this, I've not even considered wanting a third person mode. The first person mode is so well done.
Reversing 50%.
Wait, what? Don't do that. Run right into a room of Necro. Nice. That's exactly what you wanted to do. Alright guys, we'll probably go for another 15-20 minutes or so. In fact, we'll probably finish up this system and then jump to the next system, and then we'll probably call it. So yeah, probably 5-10 minutes, somewhere around there, with the travelling in between. And you're out of ammo as well, that's just what you want. Just hear the noise again. Tell me a joke. You've got to love the voice recognition on this sometimes. I said tell me a joke and it listened and heard sunny day. Oh, I've got to go back the other way now. Alright, it's over there, it's fine. But yeah, I personally didn't really enjoy Dead Space 3. Like, I loved the first one. The original Dead Space is amazing. The second one, I didn't mind. It wasn't as good as the first one. Some things were better, but it didn't really have the same kind of shock feel to it, which makes sense being a sequel. But the third one just didn't feel like Dead Space, in my opinion. They made it too much run and gun, and being co-op as well. You just lost that sense of isolation and you know, just not being able to turn your back on anything because you didn't know what wall they were going to jump out of. I'm sure we can give it a go, Equinox. Yeah, the first one was just amazing. And again, it's because it was the first one, and I get that. But even going back to it, it was just a really, really, really good game. The second one was still good. I still enjoyed it. Definitely lacked something from the first one. Whether it was just that it was a sequel, or whether it was something else as well, I can't tell. The only thing that might hold you back, it's a might, I don't know that graphics card, I don't know where it sits in the grand scheme of things, but it's the only thing I'm not sure about is your graphics card. I'm running, what am I running? I'm running a AMD Phenom 2 X6 1090T processor, so about 3.5 years old. I think it's running at 3.2 gigahertz. I've got 12 gig of RAM, and I have a HD 6870 graphics card, and I'm running it at kind of a low mid, so medium settings, but a few features toned down. I mean, it still looks pretty freaking awesome. I think it's like reflections I've turned to low instead of medium. Anti-aliasing's on like the minimum without it looking like complete crap. Textures are medium. Yeah, it's playable. The frame rate's kind of 45 to 60. When I'm not streaming, my processor usage is at about 35 to 40% at the moment because I'm streaming, so I've got OBS capturing and recording and streaming to you guys, as well as the game open full screen in 1080 and having internet and the bots open and that kind of thing. I'm currently sat at about 80 to 90% CPU usage and 50% RAM. But again, I have lots going on at the moment, so I imagine if you're just playing the game on a system like that, you should be pretty solid. Like I said, the only thing I literally don't know about is your graphics card. I don't know where that sits in the graphics card table. My card's only 1 gig. I'm pretty sure it's a combination of my graphics card and my heatsink for the processor that's screaming at me at the moment. You can probably hear the fan in the background actually when it's quiet.
Lights off.
Frameshift drive charging.
If your card's 2 gig, you should be absolutely fine. Like I say, mine's 1, and it's coping. Bicep Steam, thank you very much for the follow. Oh, stop. 62. I mean, this game's so bad. It is pretty awesome. But yeah, my PC just screams at me whenever I stream. It's horrible. But yeah, without spending some serious money to upgrade it, there's not a huge amount I can do about it, unfortunately. System map.
Closing map.
Holy crap. Oh, it's all been found. Close system map.
Closing map.
Thank you for helping him out, Shadow. It's very much appreciated. Like I say, from what I can tell, the rest of his build is alright. I just literally don't know that graphics card. But yeah, Bicep, welcome to the channel. I would definitely recommend this game if you like your space sims, especially your open world, open-ended space sims as well. Yeah, I mean, more RAM's always a good thing. You can never have too much RAM. So I don't know anything about Star Citizen, to be honest. I didn't know anything about this one until I saw one of my streamer buddies playing it and was like, yeah, I need to get this game, like yesterday. Come on. Come on, scan it already. Yeah, I got excited for a bit then when we first jumped into this system. It was like, look at all the undiscovered things. But they are actually discovered. Made me sad. Alright guys, I think we will scan this planet and then I will be wrapping it up for the night. Are you guys up for doing a raid, or do you want to just head off and do your own things? We tend to try and do a raid from this channel when we finish up, but only if there's interest in doing one. Obviously if you guys want to head out and do other things, that is absolutely fine. Not going to stop you. I appreciate everyone for hanging out tonight. We've had loads of new faces in the channel, which is brilliant. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you'll come back again. As you see in the calendar, we'll be playing more Elite tomorrow. We'll be carrying on from here. Wednesday night this week we're not going to be casting. Friday is potentially going to be the podcast, but I need to actually try and get in touch with the guys and work out what the hell we're doing with that. And yeah, next week again we'll carry on with Elite. We'll do more exploration stuff. I think we've got through 5 systems tonight in 3 hours. So bear in mind our exploration journey according to the map is 85 jumps. So you know, we've done 5 tonight. It's gonna go well. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely enjoying it. Not regretting the decision at all. In terms of, as I said earlier, in terms of actually casting and playing this game, the exploration stuff is brilliant because it just does its own thing. You know, I can keep an eye on the chat, I can keep involved with you guys, which is the most important thing for me. Yeah, so yeah, my average, based off the build I said a minute ago, if you're on the website, if you scroll down, there is actually a link to my build, so you can see everything. But yeah, we're at 50 frames a second as an average for 3.5 hours of gameplay, while streaming at the same time as well. So a heavy load on the system, and as you can hear from my PC fans, it's screaming at me. But yeah, it gets the job done. If I could afford an upgrade, I would get an upgrade. Welcome back, Sakuzi. Thank you for coming back. Even though the timing isn't great, thank you for coming back. It's very much appreciated. Okay, we are going to go and do a raid. If you want to come along the raid, that would be awesome. It would be very much appreciated. Everyone who does come on the raid gets 250 beanie bucks just for coming along. Beanie bucks are an in-stream currency that you can use for mini games. You can use it for giveaways to buy tickets to enter when we do them. Yeah, it's just a quick thank you from me to you for coming on the raid and helping spreading the joy and the love of the Beanie Hatter community. So we are going to go and do a raid. We are going to go and raid Mr. Tellurian, who is currently streaming some Metro. So I'm going to type in Beanie Hatters Assemble. When you see that in Tellurian's channel, type in Beanie Hat Raid. But yeah, that's me done. So thank you everyone for hanging out. Once again, if you are new to the channel, please check out the social links. We've got the Facebook, the Twitter. Both of those get updated throughout the day before I cast. Get updated just as I go live as well. Any changes to schedules or kind of polls for upcoming games, that kind of thing, all get posted on there first. So definitely worth checking out if you're on them. Oh, Crystal, that timing every time. I'll try and stand a bit later for you tomorrow. But yeah, the Steam group, you get an alert just before I go live. The YouTube, all the highlights and the past broadcasts get put up there as well, so if you miss anything then you can check that out. and the Instagram is just a little bit of fun. I post pictures up occasionally of random stuff. Feel free to follow it. I think you probably are my #1 lurker, Crystal, to be honest, but it's a good thing. Alright guys, so yeah, we're going to go and do the raid. So load up Tellurian's channel now, get the video loaded, get the chat loaded, get ready to rock. I'll drop in Beanie Hat as a symbol. As soon as you see that, type in Beanie Hat raid. It's currently playing Metro 2033. Let's go and show him some love. Thank you everyone for being awesome. Thank you for all the support. Whether you're new to the channel, whether you're a returning viewer, whether you're a lurker, whether you're a chatter, every single one of you is massively appreciated and is awesome. So thank you very much. Final things, we have got t-shirts. If you want to wear a t-shirt for the channel, check out the design. Personally, I think it's awesome. There's been a lot of kind of support from the channel from him regarding the t-shirts, which is brilliant for the first design on any kind of merchandise for the channel. So check them out, and yeah, that's pretty much everything. So load up the channel for Tellurian, head over there. I'm going to call it a night. We'll be back tomorrow, 9 PM British Summer Time, GMT +1. More exploration, more awesome views, more sights to see. Thank you everyone, take care, love you all lots. Being your love to everybody. I'll see you over in Tellurian's chat, and I'll see you here tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Take care, love you all lots, bye bye.